A baseball field's a simple place. A diamond, home plate, 3 bases, and a pitcher's mound. And like most places in America, it's where the hard work of a few is enjoyed by many. I'm on the road to find the people who make every game possible with a day's work. In baseball, there are only a few of the original traditional stadiums still left. I was blessed to call home to 2 of them, Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium. But the only time I ever got to play at Wrigley Field was the 1990 All-Star Game. Give us a little nostalgia of what it means to work at Wrigley Field.
It's very meaningful and very humbling for me. Coming to games here as a kid still stand out, and it still doesn't necessarily seem real that you come here for work, if you can call it work.
There are a lot of interesting names out there nowadays, and it's one man's job to know them all. This is Andrew Bellison. He's the new voice of Wrigley Field and one of the youngest voices in sports.
I grew up in Chicago, big Cubs fan, baseball fan. I would do it for anybody, but being able to do it here in Wrigley Field makes it really special for me.
I'm not going to call you a baby, but you're 26 years old.
This is my 3rd year, and it still really hasn't sunk in. To be able to sit in that chair, at the time you think, well, there's no way, but you keep dreaming, I guess, and you never know where you can end up.
Give us a little rundown on how your day starts.
Well, I get to the park about 2.5 hours before the game. If a new team's in town, definitely go over their roster, see if anything's changed since last time they were here. If there's any questions about pronunciations or players or anything like that, talk to either our media relations department, visiting teams media relations department. Our busy time really is probably pregame. Once the game starts, we kind of settle down a little bit.
For Andrew, home is a booth down the hall from where the late Harry Carey used to call Cubs games. Are you a fan first, employee second?
Fan first. Obviously without compromising the integrity of the position, but I think sometimes it'd be easier if it were the other way around. If things aren't going so well in the field, you wouldn't maybe care as much, but I do. And it's definitely hard to detach yourself because I grew up a Cubs fan and that's not going to change.
Well, Andrew, all the preparation's done. It's time to go to work.
Batting next, left fielder number 12, Alfonso Soriano.
In to pitch for the Cubs, right-hander number 11, Kyuji Fujikawa.
Wow, that's a good one right there. I'm looking down at the field and I think of the rich tradition of the Cubs. I get to experience Wrigley Field from a different light through the voice of Andrew Bellison. Wrigley Field's going to be 100 years old next year. And with that said, let's go down memory lane.
At the plate, shortstop number 14, Ernie Banks.
One of our newest inductees, Ron Santo.
Sure. Third baseman number 10, Ron Santo. Batting next for the Red Sox, third baseman number 26, Wade Boggs.
It's kind of vanilla, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a little.
Well, I didn't play for the Cubs.
You weren't a Cub. You weren't a Cub.
That's outstanding. How about I take a spin at it?
Please do.
Good deal. Now batting for your Chicago Cubs, shortstop, Starlin Castro.
That was good. It was natural.
Well, let's try another one here. How about warming up in the left field bullpen? Today's starting pitcher, Matt Garza. I'm digging this. Doing the catching for the Chicago Cubs today, Diana Navarro. There is a lot of history up here in the booth. You don't have to talk to Andrew very long to understand what that means to him.
I think if people leave the ballpark respecting what you do, but not talking about you, it was a good day.
That's a great point. It is a fun day at the office.
It is. If you really like what you do, it doesn't seem like work. But we've all had jobs that we despise.
Sure.
When you finally experience it firsthand, it's true. You're excited to go.
I don't know if I have what it takes for a new career in the booth, but I will say that Andrew has the it factor. He's going to have a long career here and should have no problem adding to that tradition of this historic building. Doing the announcing for the Chicago Cubs today, Andrew Bellison.